What's up, guys? Just met with a lovely homeowner in Canada North. Older guy thinking about retiring in the next couple of years, just wanting a reference point for the value of his home as he starts to think about the next chapter. So we look at the home, we sit down, we look at some data, and I give him a range of value where I think his home is worth today. And the guy asked me this question. He says, I really like that number. What are the chances that we're sitting here this time next year and that number still makes sense? And this is what I told him. I said, we know that interest rates are one of the most, if not the largest economic mechanic that affects real estate prices. And we saw during COVID what can happen when interest rates are below 2%, chaos. We saw what happened throughout 2023 and 2024 when interest rates went up about 5% or higher, which was a fairly muted market. And we just got through 2025 where interest rates hovered more or less around 4%. And we saw modest growth between 3 and 4% year over year. So in theory, if there's no major fluctuations in interest rates, we should see a relatively similar amount of modest growth between now and this time next year. But I also told him this. I said, it's always better to plan conservatively. So if the number is exactly the same this time next year as it is today, then I think that's a win. If there's any kind of growth, whether it's $5,000 more or $15,000 more, just consider that the icing on the cake. It's always better to plan conservatively. And no, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't actually know what the market's going to look like this time next year. But as market specialists, I think we have to at least have some idea of where the market is going. And a lot of the people that we meet aren't looking to list their home tomorrow. You know, they're looking at retirement. They need to start to plan. And I think it's important to at least have a reference point when it comes to the numbers so that you can start to plan accordingly with the understanding that there is possibly going to be some fluctuation. And it's always better to plan conservatively in the long run.